Leo, bold heart under the sun, listen closely. These next 3 days might just change everything. This isn't a guess. This isn't fluff. From October 28th to 30th, a powerful shift is aligning just for you. 3 unexpected pieces of good news are coming, and they won't be subtle. This is your turning point, not only toward abundance, but toward a life that finally feels aligned with who you really are. I'm saying this with full conviction because the energy is undeniable. It's the kind of movement that shows up not with fireworks, but with precision. A job opportunity appears at the right time. A message from someone you thought you'd lost. A conversation that clears a path you didn't even know was blocked. That kind of shift. That kind of clarity. And if you're here, watching this now, then it's not by accident. You didn't stumble onto this video because of the algorithm. You're here because something deeper called you. Maybe you've been asking for a sign. Maybe you've been feeling like you're standing right on the edge of something big but can't quite see it. This is that moment. This is the thing you've been sensing. So, let's get one thing straight before we dive into the astrology, the tarot, or the timelines. This isn't just about prediction. This is about permission. Permission to rise. To stop waiting. To start living like the version of yourself who already knows their worth. And that starts right here, not in the stars, but in your decision to believe you're ready to receive what's been waiting for you. October 28th through 30 isn't just a cosmic window. It's a mirror, and it's reflecting back the parts of you that are done with smallness. Done with settling. Done with feeling unseen. You're not meant to shrink to fit the room. You're here to change the room just by walking into it. That's not ego. That's alignment. But let's be honest. We all have our doubts. We all have those voices that say, maybe next time. Maybe when I'm more prepared. Maybe when I feel more confident. If that's been your inner dialogue lately, I get it. I've lived that story. And here's what I've learned. The universe doesn't wait for perfect readiness. It responds to energetic clarity. And clarity starts with a small yes. A quiet commitment. A single breath where you say, okay, I'm willing. So Leo, I want to invite you to take that breath now. To pause and really feel into why you're here. What were you hoping to hear? What part of your life has been quietly asking for movement, for healing, for confirmation? Don't rush past that feeling. Stay with it. Let it open something. Now, before we go any deeper, I want to take a moment to say thank you truly. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for trusting your timing. Every like, every comment, every subscribe, it means more than numbers. It's how we build something real here. It's how we keep this space sacred. Your presence fuels this channel. It allows me to keep sharing messages like this with the people who need them most, including you. So if something here already resonates, don't just scroll past. Comment below to anchor it in your life. Say, I'm ready for my abundant turning point. Say, I receive this shift. Because sometimes, speaking the words is the first act of calling the miracle in. And believe me, Leo, you're going to want to stay with me until the end. Because what the universe is about to reveal, it's not just surprising. It's powerful. It's specific. And it has your name written all over it. Let's begin. October 28th marks the beginning of something real, not abstract, not just a feeling, but something you can actually hold in your hands. Leo, this isn't just about possibility anymore. This is about movement. And today, that movement is financial. Not just in the form of money itself, but in the form of grounded opportunity, something solid. Maybe it's a message in your inbox. A contract. A payment that's long overdue. Or even a simple yes from someone whose decision could shift the direction of your material world. And the truth is, if you've been feeling the quiet buildup of energy lately, like something was forming just beneath the surface, you weren't wrong. This is the day that energy starts to take shape. The astrology confirms it, with the moon in a soft trine to expansive Jupiter. The universe is gently loosening its grip and letting abundance flow. Not in chaos. Not in pressure. But like warm sunlight melting the frost off something that's been frozen too long. You don't need to hustle harder for it. What you need is alignment and clarity. Because when Jupiter opens the door, it does so for those who are ready to walk through without fear. Tarot speaks the same language today, with the Ace of Pentacles showing up as your card of the day. This card isn't vague. It's not about dreaming or hoping or maybe some days. It's about here. It's about now. It's the seed of a tree that can actually bear fruit, but only if you're willing to plant it. And planting doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it's just replying to that email. Picking up the phone. Reviewing your budget with intention instead of dread. Saying yes to something that once scared you but now feels like it might be a doorway. That's what planting looks like in real life. I've seen this pattern over and over again, people hoping for change while staying tangled in old financial habits, old language, old beliefs. But you and I both know that hope without direction becomes hesitation. That's why today isn't about vague intention. It's about conscious choice. Try this. Instead of saying, I hope something shifts, say, I choose to receive what's aligned for me now. That language alone changes the energy you bring into the room and into your bank account. And speaking of energy, let's talk numbers. Today resonates with the numerological energy of 1, the beginning. Not a middle, not a conclusion. The spark before the fire. The breath before the song. This is your cue to start even small. Especially small. Because the small things, repeated with faith, are what create the breakthrough. And color carries this frequency, too. If you're called to wear or visualize a deep green today, do it. Green isn't just the color of money. It's the color of growth. Roots. Restoration. It reminds your nervous system that safety and abundance are not in opposition, they can, and should, coexist. If you're still with me, then I invite you to pause for a moment and think about what financial prayer has been sitting silently in your heart. Not the one you tell people, the one you whisper when no one's listening. The one that sounds like, please let this finally go through, or, I just need enough to feel safe. That prayer? It's being heard. And today is the day to take one quiet action toward its fulfillment. Doesn't have to be huge. Just has to be real. And if you've been waiting on that payment, that opportunity, that message, comment below. I choose to receive this abundance with ease. It's not just a sentence, it's a signal. One that tells the universe, I'm not just wishing. I'm ready. Because ultimately, Leo, this isn't about money. It's about readiness. And readiness isn't something you wait for, it's something you step into. Right now. Today. Starting here. There's something about October 29th that doesn't feel loud, but it lingers. It arrives like a scent in the air before the rain, like a name that crosses your mind before the message arrives. If you've been sensing that someone is coming or returning, you're not making it up. Today holds the energy of recognition. Not in the surface level way we often crave, but in the soul-deep kind where two people see each other and simply know, oh, it's you. That kind of moment. That kind of energy. The Two of Cups is one of those tarot cards that always brings me to pause. Because it's never just about romance, though it often includes it. It's about resonance. It's about the kind of connection that doesn't need to be explained, only remembered. A meeting of frequencies, of values, of hearts that whether they've just met or known each other across many lifetimes understand each other without needing to translate. That's what today offers you. A chance not just to be seen, but to feel known. Astrologically, this makes sense. Venus in Sagittarius brings out the seeker in all of us, not just looking for love, but for shared vision. The kind of connection where conversations stretch beyond time zones, and ideas become invitations to build something real. Then there's the moon, working quietly with Uranus, bringing a twist and encounter that might seem random but is anything but. Maybe it's a text from someone you haven't heard from in a long time. Maybe it's a new face with an oddly familiar energy. Maybe it's a conversation that starts casually and then cracks something open in your heart that you didn't realize had been closed. You might feel a mix of anticipation and vulnerability today. That's okay. Connections that matter don't usually arrive when we feel perfectly ready. They show up in the middle of life, messy, beautiful, inconvenient, and timed with divine precision. That's why self-reflection matters. Today is a beautiful opportunity to get honest about what kind of connection you actually want. Not the filtered version, not the one that looks good on paper, but the one your soul genuinely craves. Are you still waiting for someone to rescue you? Or are you finally ready to walk beside someone who sees your power and stands with you, not in front of you? This is where inner healing meets real-world action. Take 5 minutes today to write down what partnership in love, in friendship, in purpose looks like when it feels healthy, aligned, and mutual. Don't filter it through past pain or future fear. Just write what's true. You're not here to shrink for love or bend yourself into someone else's mold. You're here to co-create, to expand, to reflect and be reflected. And if the thought of someone is circling in your mind right now, someone you've missed, or someone whose presence has gently surprised you, trust that. There's energy moving. Sometimes, the most sacred reunions begin not with a grand confession, but with a simple, "Hey, you crossed my mind." That's the invitation. You don't have to force anything. You just have to stay open. In numerology, the number 2 represents harmony, balance, and divine partnership. Today invites you to soften. To allow someone in. Not to fix you, not to complete you, but to walk alongside you as you both rise. And if you feel the pull, don't ignore it. A heart whisper is never random. Comment below to anchor your readiness. Say, "I am ready for a soul-aligned reunion." You're not speaking into the void, you're signaling the universe with clarity. And when your signal is clear, your mirror arrives. You never had to search for belonging, Leo. You only had to remember it was already on its way to you. By the time we arrive at October 30th, something inside you will already feel different even if the world around you hasn't said a word. That's how it begins. The shift doesn't always announce itself with applause. Sometimes, it's just a breath. A pause. A moment where you realize, I no longer need permission to be who I am. If the past 2 days brought you tangible blessings and meaningful connections, today is about reclaiming something even deeper: your presence, your light, and your authority over your own life. The energy of the sun is not quiet, but it's not boastful either. It's radiant. It simply is. And this card, showing up at this exact time, isn't just poetic, it's aligned. The sun in tarot represents the truest, most unfiltered version of you. Not the version who plays it safe. Not the one who shrinks in certain rooms or waits for approval. The sun represents the you who is finally ready to stop editing yourself and to start living out loud, from the inside out. Astrologically, this is reinforced by the powerful cosmic axis of Uranus, the Sun, and Pluto. This alignment doesn't tiptoe around transformation. It calls it forth. It shakes loose anything that's still hiding in the shadows: old labels, roles you no longer fit into, expectations that were never yours to carry. It might feel like a final breath before the leap. Or a click the moment your inner and outer life finally match. And once it does, there's no going back. You don't want to go back. What does that actually look like? It might look like telling the truth to someone, to yourself. It might mean walking away from something that's quietly been draining you. It might mean stepping fully into a calling you've spent years tiptoeing around. And no, you don't have to be fearless to do this. You just have to be honest. You have to be tired enough of your own silence that speaking your truth becomes more important than keeping the peace. This is where the healing turns into action. And it's simple. Today, I want you to try something that seems small, but I promise it isn't. Stand in front of a mirror alone, no distractions. Place your hand on your chest, look into your own eyes, and say, I don't need permission to be who I am anymore. Say it until your voice no longer shakes. Say it until something inside you stands up straighter. Because that is the beginning of everything. That's when doors open, not because they magically appear, but because you finally knock. In numerology, this day carries the vibration of 3: creativity, expression, truth told through the lens of soul. This is the number that governs artists, storytellers, and those who speak with heart. And that includes you. Whether you've thought of yourself as creative or not, this energy invites you to stop hiding the parts of yourself that make you feel most alive. It's not about impressing anyone. It's about aligning with the life that can only find you once you stop pretending to be someone else. Your color today is gold. Not because it's flashy, but because it reflects what's already inside you. Gold isn't earned, it's uncovered. And so is your light. If you've been asking for a sign to step forward, to stop apologizing, to take up space in your own story, this is it. The universe is not asking you to be louder. It's asking you to be real. Unapologetically, radiantly real. If this resonates, I invite you to comment below and speak it into being. Say, I'm ready to walk into my light. Because sometimes, saying it out loud is the most powerful act of faith you can make. And Leo, if ever there was a day to stop dimming your brilliance, it's today. Let yourself shine. Not for anyone else. For you. Because the life you've been waiting for is already waiting for you. By now, you may have started to realize something quietly profound. This journey we're on together through these 3 days of cosmic alignment isn't just about prediction. It's not a checklist of good things that might fall into your lap. It's a conversation with life. An invitation. And like any true invitation, it asks something of you. Not more effort. Not more perfection. But presence, the willingness to actually show up and say, yes. I'm here. I'm ready. See, the universe doesn't respond to hope alone. Hope is beautiful, necessary even, but by itself, it's passive. The universe is listening for vibration, not just words. What are you being, not just what are you asking for? Are you living in the energy of already receiving? Or are you stuck in the energy of still needing proof? That's why this moment matters. That's why we're pausing here. To remember that you're not being tested, you're being aligned. And the alignment doesn't come through waiting around. It comes through embodiment. Through choosing deliberately, calmly, gently to become the version of yourself who no longer questions if they're allowed to live in abundance, love, freedom. But who simply does. I've walked this lesson many times myself. And I'll tell you honestly, it rarely comes in a lightning bolt. More often, it shows up like a quiet thought that won't leave you alone. Like a gentle pull in your chest to start showing up differently. Sometimes, that pull asks you to visualize a different version of your day. One where you're not rushing or reacting, but flowing. One where the space around you reflects calm and clarity, even if the world outside doesn't. One where your morning starts not with your to-do list, but with a few breaths of gratitude for a future that hasn't arrived yet but already belongs to you. That's the practice I want to offer you now. Not a complicated ritual. Not a dramatic awakening. Just a simple visualization each morning, even if it's only for 5 minutes before you check your phone. Close your eyes, breathe in deeply, and imagine, what would it feel like to already live in financial ease? To wake up beside love that's mutual, kind, and honest? To move through your day with confidence, with time, with choice? Not someday. But now. Let your body memorize that version of you. And then, let that memory become your magnet. Because energy attracts energy. And the more you embody what you seek, not perform it, but truly rest in it, the faster it comes. That's not magic. That's frequency. That's physics. You don't need to be perfect to be magnetic. You just need to be clear. Clear in your boundaries, your desires, your decisions. And clear in how you speak to yourself. The voice inside your head, the one narrating your worth all day long, is the same voice the universe is listening to. So let it speak with love. Let it speak with certainty. You are not asking to be chosen. You are choosing yourself. And from that place, you become undeniable. So if today still feels uncertain, if you're wondering how it all unfolds from here, take this as your sign to shift inward. Not to wait for external confirmation, but to align your inner frequency with the life that already wants to meet you. This is not a time to wait. This is a time to embody. Don't just want the blessing. Live like it's already yours. Because the second you do, you stop being the seeker. And you become the source. If everything we've walked through together over these past few messages has stirred something in you, a spark of belief, a quiet readiness, then this next part is where you turn that inner shift into grounded, real-world action. Not because you have to prove anything. Not because the universe needs you to be perfect. But because when energy meets intention, and intention meets movement, change becomes inevitable. This is where transformation settles into your daily life, into your body, your bank account, your conversations, your choices. And the beauty of it is, you don't have to overhaul your life overnight. Small shifts matter. Gentle action is still sacred action. Let's begin with your body, the part of you that holds everything. Every emotion, every memory, every breakthrough you've had so far has lived through this vessel. And maybe, like many of us, you've been carrying more tension than you realize. One of the most powerful things you can do now is to return to yourself for just 5 or 10 minutes each morning. Not with a long meditation, not with complicated rituals. Just breathe. Close your eyes. Let your shoulders drop. Remind your body that it's safe. That you're not chasing survival today, you're choosing presence. And when you do, pair that with simple nourishment. Add greens to your meals. Drink water like it matters, because it does. And try to skip the processed sugar if you can, not out of punishment, but as an act of kindness to your nervous system. You don't need to be harsh with your healing. You just need to be consistent. Now let's talk about money, the topic that so many spiritual spaces tiptoe around. But the truth is, abundance is not separate from your path. It's part of it. These 3 days are potent for resetting your financial frequency, and the first step is awareness. For just 3 days, try tracking what comes in and what goes out. Not to shame yourself, but to become conscious. To remind yourself that money is not a mystery. It's energy. And when you treat it with care, it responds. Take a quiet moment and affirm to yourself, money comes to me with ease when I stay aligned. Let that thought repeat itself through your decisions. Let it rewrite the old narrative of struggle. Let it become your new normal. As for your work, whether you're in a job, running a business, or finding your path, now is the time to bring your soul back into what you do. If there's an idea you've been holding back, speak it. If there's a meeting you've been waiting to reschedule, reach out. Don't let your fear decide what gets expressed. Ask yourself honestly, what would change if I started working from the truth of who I am? Not the version of you that plays it safe, but the one who's deeply connected to purpose. That question alone can open doors you didn't even know were waiting. And finally, in love, this might be the most tender area of all. The part of us that hopes quietly, that aches sometimes, that remembers what was and wonders what could still be. If someone's been on your heart lately, a friend, a partner, a soul you miss, maybe now is the time to release the buildup. Write them a letter. Not necessarily to send, but to let the energy move. And if you're waiting for someone to show up in a certain way, consider being the one who opens first. Say what you mean. Offer the care you crave. Love doesn't always arrive in perfect packaging, but it does respond to openness. You don't have to do all of this at once. Just start where you are. Pick one area: body, money, work, or love, and make one small, intentional move. The kind that says, I'm not waiting anymore. I'm living into it. Because the truth is, the universe is already circling everything back to you. It just needs a landing place. And that landing place? It's your willingness. Your everyday choice to align, to soften, and to show up like you already know what's yours is coming. Because it is. Leo, if you've made it this far, then you already know something inside you has shifted. And it didn't require a thunderclap. It came in 3 quiet waves: a financial seed planted on October 28th, a soul-deep reconnection on the 29th, and a powerful inner awakening on the 30th. Each one of these moments, though subtle, was sacred. Not random. Not theoretical. They were invitations, reminders that the life you long for is already reaching for you. All it needs is your yes. You don't need to be more perfect, more prepared, or more worthy. You are not waiting to be ready anymore, you are learning how to respond. Because what if this whole time, the universe wasn't testing you? It was waiting for you to remember who you are. And now that you've walked through these 3 days of energetic alignment, I want to ask you something, not to impress me, not to impress anyone, but to answer to yourself. What will you do differently after this? Will you still question whether your dreams are valid, or will you start giving them structure? Will you wait for a sign that you're allowed to love fully again, or will you make the first move? Will you hold back your truth until someone gives you permission, or will you live in it because it's yours, and that's enough? You are the vessel. You are the magnet. You are the doorway through which your own miracle can enter. And sometimes, it doesn't take more hustle, it takes more alignment. More intention. More of you being fully you. The version that doesn't apologize for shining. The version that doesn't edit their light because someone else might feel small next to it. The sun doesn't ask to be seen. It just rises. So I want you to take this moment and claim your energy. If you've been waiting for a breakthrough in money, in love, in self-worth, it's not somewhere far away. It's in your daily choices. Your voice. Your willingness to say, even quietly, I choose to live aligned with my soul. And the doorway to my millionaire destiny is already open. Leave that comment below if it's true for you, not just to declare it, but to anchor it. Let it be your signature. And if this message resonated, take one more step, like this video, subscribe to our channel Eternal Mindfulness, and share it with someone else who might need this light. Because healing is not meant to be done in isolation. Growth is meant to ripple outward. You are not behind. You are not late. You are right on divine time. And as you move forward from here, carry this knowing with you, like the sun itself. You do not need to explain your glow to anyone in order to be worthy of shining. You already are.